Boom. RuleYork.com exclusive.
RuleYork.com motherfucking exclusive.
Got Rule York in the studio in Miami.
Yeah, we in Miami doing it. You know,
what we doing out here?
Putting down the finishing touches on the RP project. You know, the Renaissance project. Finishing that up, and then we getting started on Pill 2.
Pill 2?
Yeah, Pain is Love 2.
Wait, Pain is Love 2?
Yeah, so.
Pain is Love 2?
Yeah, it's about to go down.
It's going down. So what's up with the Renaissance project? How many tracks you think you're gonna have on there? What's the feel on the Renaissance project?
Renaissance project, you know, it's got a real soulful vibe, a real music vibe. You know, it's rider music. You know, when you listen to the album, I'm put you in a different zone. You know, you listen to certain records. You know, on the album, they're real personal with me. You know, I dealt with the women on the album. You know. On some records a little differently, you know, than usually, you know.
What do you mean differently?
Well, you know, it's kind of like grown-up conversation, you know, versus just...
What do you mean grown-up conversation? What's a grown-up conversation?
I mean, you know, when you're young and you're making records towards the ladies, you know, sometimes they could be, you know, rather derogatory, you know, bitch, hoe this, you know, bitch that, you know, whatever. So, you know, with some of the records on this album, they're more on an intellectual level. When I'm you know, talking to the ladies, it's more of a relationship that we've been in for a long time, that we know how to talk to each other verbally versus, you know, lashing out on each other. And even on the you know, sexual records, it's more, I think it's done a little more tastefully on this album than, you know, on my previous albums. You know, I was kind of raunchy with it, even though, you know, people don't seem to see it that way. You know, they don't see those records and they listen to the lyrics and they don't think the lyrics were that raunchy, but I wrote them, so I know. You know, I know what they were intended to do.
What are some of your favorite joints as of now on the album? I mean, you know, the whole album's hot, but I know you got one that's really...
You get the names right here, because it's...
I like Spun a Web.
Spun a Web. Spun a Web is a hot joint. What's Spun a Web about? All you know about all your songs have like a theme or a meaning. You get something out of that.
That's what I like to try to do when I make records. But yeah, Spun a Web is definitely one of my favorite joints.
Why is it one of your favorite?
Just because it kind of tells a story of, you know, in my eyes, what I envisioned when I wrote the record is kind of like big companies, conglomerate companies, killing off our art form. So it's kind of like The Hunted, you know, hunting we're the ants and they're the spiders, so to speak, and we get stuck in the web, you know, and they eat us up every time. But that's what the big companies, you know, they're known for doing, you know, to the art, to the artists, and to our art form, you know, they dumb it down.
Why do you think music is getting dumbed down like that?
You know, I don't blame the artist solely. You know, I blame it a lot on the industry, because for the simple fact, you know, the industry is about making money. You know, it's an industry. It's a business. So, you know, first and foremost, they're in it to make money. So they're chasing trends. You know, if something comes out and it's hot and it sells 2, 3, 4 million records, you know, every label wants the next guy like that guy.
Right.
Versus, you know, trying to find the new sound or the new hip trend that may spark something else, you know, that may spark a whole new revolution, a whole new wave, you know. So I just think, you know, a lot of the record labels, they're scared. They like to kind of, you know, hide behind what works, you know, keep doing what works, you know, keep their overhead tight, you know, and everything like that. I call them the pencil pushers.
The pencil pushers.
Yeah, you know, the number crunchers. You we don't get along. You know what I mean? The pencil pushers and the number crunchers don't get along with the artists, with the talent. You know, with the creative minds.
What do you think about sales, record sales? You know, nowadays you don't have to sell records. You could download on iTunes. And how do you think that has affected the game and how to create music and sell music?
I mean, for some, I guess it's a good platform, but for others, I guess it could be, you know, damaging to their brand or. You know.
All right, for instance, Soulja Boy, 2 million platinum, crazy first album. Now his latest album, 12,000. But
What?
he can still go platinum off his download on iTunes. Does that make any sense? Like, there's no structure now.
The game has changed so much. It's more or less going back to selling singles. I remember when we used to sell singles, you know, back in the days. We used to make the CD, you know, Max and Pros and shit, and you know, press up the singles and shit, and then we'd have, you know, maybe the song, a remix of the song, and maybe, you know, a B-side.
Maxi single, right?
Yeah, maxi single. You know, and then we stopped that because, you know, we wanted people to buy the albums. I mean, and we go into the studio, you know, as artists, and we create this album, I don't even know what to call it. It's just this magic. You understand? We go in and we creating and we're making this album or any album or any project or whatever. And you go in and making it, and you make it in a way for the people to hear it in that way.
Mm.
And you know, when they get it on iTunes, you know, they have their choice now to bounce around and pick which records they like.
So they might not get the whole feel of the album because of that.
They may not get the whole feel of the album, and for me, that's a travesty in itself. You know, because
instead of liking the artist, they like the song more than the artist.
And you know, that's to me builds artist character. You know, when you get the whole album, you listen to it as a full body of work, and you say, yo, damn, this shit is tight from front to back, and you know, and everything in between. You know, so
what's the latest album?
Gone.
What's the latest album you listened to? One through the whole album, start to finish.
Rick Ross album, Kanye's new album.
It's kind of hard to really listen to albums.
Yeah,
start to finish.
Drake's album, I can listen to start to finish.
What about the Renaissance Project? Let's talk about the Renaissance Project again. What about the Renaissance Project, you know, is different? Is anything different? Is it the same formula? Or
it's me, it's raw. You know, I'm not going to change what I do. You know, I make records and I make them based on how I'm feeling, you know, at that moment or whatever. You know, I experiment. I make all different type of records. You know, as I just played y'all a little snippet a little while ago of the other side. You know, that record could easily be for another type of artist. So, you know, I just like to experiment with the music and play with, you know, different sounds and different flows and, you know, just different ideas. Well, you know, this album, you know, it's a lot of female-driven records on the album. You know, I think my female audience is really gonna enjoy this album. You know.
Well, the fellas gonna enjoy it because anything.
I mean, I got shit on there for the fellas too.
I mean, anything for the females. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of shit on there for the fellas. I'm not gonna say a lot of shit. I got shit on there for the fellas, but you know, for me, it's not about that. You know, it's about making good music. You know, if it's hot, niggas is gonna like it just as much as the chicks. You know, so.
Let's talk about the reality show. We've been out here in Miami for the last week and a half shooting the reality show. How's it going?
You know, so far so good. You know.
What's the reality show about? Can you let the world know?
You know, it's my reality show. I like it because it's really showing a black family, a strong black family. You know, going through a tough time, and how how we band together as a family. And you know how my wife and you know my kids and you know my moms and her moms and all of them, you know, bond together during this tough time that we going through. That, when I have to go in. So it's really a good show. It shows black love, in a good way.
And how hard is it to, your family life and being a dad and a husband and being an artist? How hard is it? Is it hard doing it? And do you have to have a strong family behind you?
You definitely got to have a strong family behind you in anything.
Right.
Anything you do, you want them to, they may not understand what you're doing. They may not even believe you can do the things that you say you
But how do you make them understand? How do you make them
You
believe?
do it.
Do it.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got to do
make
it.
it happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Empire Music. Let's talk about Empire Music Group. What's going on?
Empire Music coming real soon. Well, actually, I got the deal already. The deal is done. It's,
Deal with who?
Fontana Universal.
Uh-huh.
And it's a good situation. We putting together a lot of different projects. I got my nigga Montana. I got H.O. I got Life. I'm working on projects with some other artists that, we gonna see how that pans out in the future with a couple of my other artists that I'm trying to work with. But this is the business that we in, and this is the game, and it's all coming along slowly but surely. The way I plan. Yeah.
So let's break it down. We got Renaissance Project coming soon.
Yeah.
New reality show.
Yeah.
Pain is Love Too.
Yeah.
Empire Music Group.
Empire Music Group.
NewYork.com.
Don't forget the movies, man. Got some movies coming too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm. You want to-